Say what it be, I know the king, follow his lead, repeat after me. I know they lurking, this serpent is circling, but I never worry, cause he got the keys, he let it bleed, never put me on the freeze, just look how he spit it to me. It'll be out of right after I seek, you can't make the promise unless you the king. Jay with a baby, I am what he made me, no you cannot shame me, so it's for the birds. Buy for a price, you ain't know what it's worth. He not letting go like it's grandmama purse, rolling with heavy, he feeling kinda discouraged, cause he feeling down in the dirt. I told him heavy, you only need faith, cause yes you already did all the work. Life or death, this life is best, I'd rather see the vision complete instead of the speed to find regret. You gotta breathe so you can be free, so you never need the ice and checks. This be my plea, I lost my debt. I gotta cheese, I found my flex. I gotta be, I gotta breathe, I gotta breathe. Keep moving. Drive, keep it moving, hit the gas, yeah. On to the next play, no dwelling in the past, yeah. It's unusual how pain can make you glad. Pain can make you, pain can make you breathe. We on the way, talk about legacy, legends right next to me. Don't need it, check out the AG and Addy. Come with the beef and we serving the patties. Check out the verbs if it's getting chatty. You gotta move, but ain't gotta prove that you out in the front. You do what you do when you ain't gotta stunt. Cause humble is up and the proud gotta punt. 4th and 10, if you wanna win, best put me in. I got the shooters that's ready to spin. They come with the king and he know how to win. He come to your team and he do it again. Rain to sleep, when the sun is at its peak. Gotta keep moving.
I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Okay, dream so big that they think I'm crazy. Let out the beast, no, they can't tame me. Don't play with me, better mind your business. I cannot stop now, I ain't finished. I'ma keep on going till I got that. Okay, the way that I'ma do it, they can't top that. No way. Critics trying to hate, but I don't talk back, I know that. I know the kid with the bull, tell him all that. I'm the one that I'ma gamble on, I ramble on. I'm about to get my ramble on, and I'm the one they really couldn't get a handle on. Then when they see they missed the boy, they get a
What is going on, everybody? Let me tell you something before we get started. I gotta go right into it because I can't help myself. You find me another podcast with a better intro anyway.
Yeah, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. We're going to tell you right now, save yourself some time because you can't do it.
You can't.
This is it. It's the one, the only.
It's like what Adrian told Rocky. You can't win.
You can't win, Rock.
You can't win. You saw him. You seen how strong he is. You can't win.
Man.
Then she has she goes in a coma and then she comes out and goes, win. I would have said now. After all this shit, now you want me to go fight this monster. Okay.
Yeah, man. If it would have been me, I'd have been like, that's the drugs talking, baby. Go back to sleep.
I would have closed my mouth like this.
Just cover her face. Oh, man.
Go to bed, baby.
Doc,
Go to bed.
Doc, she's done. Just cut her off.
Yeah, Doc, come on, cut her off. She's not in her right mind. She's
Stick
not in
a
her
fork
right mind.
in her.
That's it. She's done. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to. Oh shit! I was literally gonna say welcome to Game Season Live. I'm not even joking.
It's almost that time, bro.
I'm itching for it.
It's
I'm ready
almost
for it.
that time, bro. Don't worry. It's coming. It's coming.
Welcome to Designated Spittaz. It is Pizza Minetti, with the one, the only, Francis, the grandmother killer, Lee.
Yes, sir. Y'all already know, baby.
I should have said Slayer.
Y'all already know.
Like
Nah, it's
Slater,
all right, man.
Slater.
We up in here, man. Y'all with the crew. You got your boy Platano Pete, Fettuccine Francis. We out here, baby. What's up? Talk to me, chat.
I know something, man. We were just talking about how old we're getting. We got to walk around like with Gas X and Pepsid AC and all this shit.
It's a fact.
I see Mario in the chat. Yeah, you don't got to worry about that, Mario, do you?
No.
You don't got to worry about that.
Just
drinking your Dr. Peppers by the boatload over there.
Just 12-pack of Dr. Pepper, no problem. Wakes up, no heartburn, no indigestion.
He gonna be making fun of me in Tampa when I'm like, man, I got heartburn. Mario's out there doing cartwheels and shit.
See, I didn't. I'm not gonna say any of that stuff around Mario. I'm gonna just keep it to myself.
Me too.
I'm
Me
just-
too. I'm gonna whisper at the Ray Francis. I got heartburn. You got any more of those Tonys?
Exactly.
Pass me.
When
Pass
you
me
just-
too.
just know
Like
when
it's a
you-
drug deal.
Just know when you see me with those, when you see me with them water bottles, man. Listen, it's a way of
We know
life,
what
man.
that is.
It's a way of life, my brother. I gotta
Oh,
stay
we know.
hydrated.
We
Gotta
got
stay
a couple of
hydrated.
super chats, and then guys, we got a packed show for you today, man. We're talking Carlos Rodon. We're talking Juan Soto. We're talking the New York Yankees, baby. We're talking spring training. We're talking the possibility of Blake Snell coming
Young
on
Block
board to
A,
the Yankees.
Young Block A Snell.
Young Block A, Snellzilla coming on over here. Pear-shaped toot says IKF will always be safe. He'll always be safe, but he's being safe right now in Canada. DJ Steele says the judge ball was indeed a double. Sub chat. That was a home run based off of physics alone. The ball hit the top of the wall, Francis, and it went up this way. It didn't come straight down. It went up that way.
Yeah.
Physics tells me it hit something behind the wall and went straight up.
Hey, I can't disagree. I can't disagree with
Thank
that
you.
analysis.
Thank
I
you.
can't disagree with that
Okay,
analysis.
that's simple. But let's get right into today's show. And again, thank you guys. Thank you everybody that is here. Smacky the likey, hitty the subby. We are 47 subscribers away from the beautiful number of 23K. And we got 250 sons of bitches in here right now. And trust me, when I call you a son of a bitch, it's not a bad thing. I call my team it all the time, don't I? Dane's the handsome son of a bitch.
Exactly. Listen,
I
I'm
do it all the time.
I'm a grandma slaying son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? It is what it
That's
is.
it. But
is what it is.
Francis, let's get right into the
Let's
big
do it.
story of spring so far. That is the Cuban monster himself, Carlos Rodon. Let's talk about our guy right here, because one, we're big fans, right? Can we put that on the table right now and just say we're both fans of this guy?
Oh yes, for 100%.
So we're big fans of Carlos Rodon. And I know a lot of people in the chat immediately are going to jump up and go, hey, we got to wait until we see him pitch games. Agreed. 150% agreed. All there with you. But again, the one thing that Rodon needed to do in the offseason was come to camp in better shape. I think have a bit of a different attitude. And have a full spring training under his belt. Up until this moment right now, he has passed that with aces, with flying colors across the board. To the point, Francis, many of the Yankee beat writers have already put it out there and said, hey, look, this guy was throwing 88 miles an hour to 90 miles an hour. He's hitting 97 already in February.
Yeah.
You pitched. Your career was to be a pitcher.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? February coming in great shape, and this guy is throwing darts already.
I'm telling you, Pete, I said it before we went live. Just hearing those words, 97 miles per hour before Valentine's Day, it just puts a smile on my face. I'm telling you, because put it like this. I mean, we're not going to get any reports on what Cole is topping out at right now, right? Because everybody just expects Cole to be Cole, and with good reason. He's Garrett freaking Cole. He's the best. But if we were to get those reports, it wouldn't shock me if they would say, yeah, Garrett Cole right now tossing him anywhere between 94 and 95, some 92, 93, but because you're just reporting, right? Your arm is not fully stretched out yet. You're not. The difference with Rodon and Cole, and it's not to say that Cole doesn't work all offseason, because we know that Cole doesn't stop working. He's an animal. He also doesn't stop. But Rodon had to get such a head start because of how badly last year, finished. That at this point, he is way ahead of the game. And that's exactly where we want him to be. I mean, there's me as a former pitcher, like obviously like I'm a nerd for this shit. I love it. Like I was looking at the Yamamoto curveball the other day. I just couldn't watching it on a loop, like there was something wrong with me. But it's like to hear what I'm hearing about Rodon, it just everything sounds good. It sounds really, really good. This is
right.
If there was any way that you could draw it up, like how he would come into this season off of last year, this is exactly what you would want. You would want him to look to be in great shape, be mentally in a great headspace, and be like physically performing at a very high level ahead of the rest of the, everybody else. And that's exactly what we've gotten so far. So it's been the dream scenario. Yeah. But like you said, right? It's not gonna. There's gonna be some people that even after he pitches a couple games and does well, they still won't be sold. And for those people, there's not much that you can do. But at least where I'm at right now, I'm very, very excited with what I've seen from Rodon thus far.
Yeah, no question. And man, look, we need to see this guy back this year. This is 2022 Carlos Rodon. This is the guy that he needs to return to. And if we get anything close to this guy coming back, the Yankees are going to be in very, very good shape this year at the top of the rotation at least. But he's a dog, man. This is a guy who I don't want to repeat what I've said many times, but I gotta say it again. This is a guy who is not Carl Pavano. For people out there that's saying this is Carl Pavano, this, that, look, man, this is a guy who wants to take the ball. He even said last year that there could have very well been a time where he could have just went on the IL and kind of just stayed on there, but he wanted to show his teammates and his team that I'm gonna go take the mound. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna do my thing, and that's it. I'm gonna even if I'm not fully healthy, even if I know I don't have everything I'm supposed to have, my breaking pitches aren't working well, my fastball's not where I need it. He's gonna go out there and do his damn thing. And I would say on the rotation side, of course, besides Garrett Cole, because Garrett Cole gotta be Garrett Cole. I mean, that's the only way the Yankees win.
Yeah.
Carlos Rodon is probably the most important guy in that rotation for the Yankees. He would be too big of a miss, and it would affect them so much if this guy is not who they expect him to be.
And it would affect us for a long time.
Big time.
After Garrett Cole, he's the longest signed arm that we have in the rotation right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I agree with you 100%, and I'm glad that you brought up that point about the Carl Pavano stuff and everything, because I was thinking about it, and it was after we went off the air on Monday, and I was like, damn, I didn't say this when we were talking about Rodon. And here's my thing: everybody complained about last year, and with good reason, right? We didn't get the Rodon that we wanted. It wasn't the first season of that contract that anybody had dreamed up. But let me ask some of you guys this: be honest, like, if Rodon would have just shut it down in September, like, it would have been worse. Like, the vitriol that he would have gotten for just saying, you know what, my body's not right. I'm not going to see this thing through. I'm just going to shut it down and get an early start on the. If he would have said those words, I'm going to get an early start on the offseason, people would have lost their shit. So, what does that mean? That means that essentially Carlos Rodon, when it came to end of August, early September, he was in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
Because if he shut it down and just started worrying about preparing his body and getting ready for the next season and having a better year too, people would have said, oh, this guy's not a team guy. He's a me guy. He's not even thinking about the guys in that room. He's just thinking about himself. He decided not to do that, to show that he was, in fact, a gamer and is going to go out there and pitch, even if he doesn't have his A+ stuff. And I don't even think he had his B stuff. I think he was going out there at best hoping for C stuff. And he did that, and yet he got killed and whatever. And don't get me wrong, I was one of the main ones say, hey, the kind of money you making, you got to be a lot better than that, okay? Pistachio, you got to get it going. But looking back at it, I can now see it with a much more sober view and say, look, he was in a very tough spot because he wasn't 100%, and no matter what he decided to do at the end of the year, he was going to get killed for it. So I'm glad that's a chapter that we have closed, and I'm glad that this current chapter is starting the way it is.
Yeah, and it feels like he was just going out there, throwing his fastball wherever the hell it went. And it wasn't even about command. It was just like, I just want to get on the mound. I just want to show that I can actually be out here, and we'll see what happens. And let's be honest, as a competitor, he's out there probably thinking, shit, 60% of me is better than whatever else we have here. So if I could go out there and give 60%, I think this team's I'm going to help him.
You're right.
Unfortunately, it was a bit of a disaster. I mean, of course, his last game, he didn't get one out and gave like 6 runs or something like that. So, I mean, that was an absolute mess. He addressed, and also too on the side of him kind of passing with flying colors this offseason, he also addressed all the other stuff, the shushing the fans or blowing the kiss to the fans, the stuff with Matt Blake, and all that. And it made a lot of sense the way he talked about it. And this is a guy who I think he wants the respect of his teammates. He wants the respect of the fan base. And, he put in a lot of work. So this is going to be a very, very big season for him to show who he really is. And I think we're going to get that. I really do. Let me ask you this. How much significance are you going to put into his performance during spring?
Uh, I'm biased, but I'm biased because I've been watching baseball about as long as you, and
Yeah.
I'm a pitcher. I mean, even though I don't play anymore, but like I'm always gonna lean on kind of on the side of the pitcher. So I got to be honest with you. With spring training, the first couple of appearances, I'm reading into that maybe 40%
Mm,
tops. And the
mm.
reason I say that is those first couple of outings as a pitcher, you're not pitching a game. You're
Right,
not pitching a
exactly.
game. Like,
Yeah,
yes, you're there, you're wearing your jersey, and there's another team there, and the guy in the box is trying to do damage. But as a pitcher, you're not on the mound with that mentality. You're on the
right.
mound like you're it's probably just it's a continuation of live BP for you or a bullpen that you threw the other
Mm,
day. And you're like, the other day I was throwing, I really didn't like the way my slider looked. Let's try to get that one on track. So there might be batters where you just throw 5 or 6 straight sliders, and everybody,
yeah.
what the hell is he doing? It's not a game. Right now, when you get to that third appearance, that third spot, or fourth for some guys, third or fourth, there I would say I read into it a lot more. With Rodon, maybe that's his third, maybe that's his second appearance because
Mhm.
he's been working since January. It could be his second appearance where you see him actually start sequencing and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I don't expect to see it right out of the gate with any of the pitchers just because I know that they're not looking at it like that.
Yep.
Like everything with them is still like, let's let me fine tune what I'm working on. Let me see if this pitch that I'm trying out is actually going to be in my repertoire. It's so weird what they do during spring training. That's why sometimes you see some of the greats go out
Mhm.
there and get absolutely hammered.
Shelled, yeah.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So it's like it's hard to really read into those first couple of starts. But the last couple, if people want to put stock into that, like if he has like a real clunker, like his last appearance of spring, I won't argue with anybody about that.
Agreed. I'm right there with you. We got a super chat from
Hey,
Big Sexy Yank. He goes, two
hey,
things worry me every day. Oh, we're not going to talk politics, so let's not talk politics in here. There's not the place for it. Or the number two one is Cashman purposely lowballing Boris so we lose Soto so we can use Spencer Jones. I think you're going a little overboard with that one, my guy, to be honest with you. And look, I'm not a Brian Cashman supporter or big time fan, but what lowballing are we talking about here?
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that just feels like a cheap shot to Cashman for no real reason yet, I would say, because there has been no offer to Soto. There's nothing
No.
there right now. They traded for him. There hasn't been no low ball offer to anybody like that, but I do want to let's stick there, matter of fact, because that's a good segue going right into the quotes, right? The
Yeah,
Brian Cashman quotes.
yeah.
So let me pull this up right here. This is what Brian Cashman said about Juan Soto. The odds are this is a 1-year situation. Before Soto become a free agent, I don't see too many things stopping him from reaching free agency. Now, before everybody goes wild and starts flipping shit and bugging out, guys, the fact of the matter is, Juan Soto has 1 year left. That's
Exactly.
nothing the Yankees did. Brian Cashman is only telling you facts. And the
Exactly.
fact of the matter is, they got him for 1 season until they look to sign him. And they know Scott Boras already. Scott Boras very likely, if the Yankees came out tomorrow and came out with a $500+ million offer, there's a strong chance they'll say, we don't want to talk about this right now.
Exactly.
There's a real possibility that they would still sit there and go, we're not prepared to talk about this right now. He wants to focus on his season. Will the Yankees get a chance when it's that little exclusive window? Yeah, they could do whatever they want
Yeah.
during that time, and
Yeah.
it's the only team they could talk to during that time is the Yankees. So they got a head start on everybody. That's
Yeah.
why I talked about the trade was so important to make. When other people were going, just wait, we don't want to give up prospects, just wait, which is the worst mentality to have of
No.
anything. You do not just wait for a talent
Like
like
Juan
Soto.
Soto.
Get him
No.
now. Let him see what the organization's like. Let him see what the team is. Let him see what the facilities are like and say, hey, look, man, this is why you want to be here for life. Now, let's lock you in long term. I don't have an issue with these comments.
No. I think you made a ton of great points. I'm not going to be able to respond to all the ones that I want to respond to, but the biggest one for me. And steals, we definitely see that super chat. I know Pete's gonna get to it. But the biggest one for me that I want to say is the importance of doing the trade, regardless of the fact that there was only 1 year left of control with Juan Soto, is that free agency, when it comes to guys like Soto, guys like Shohei Ohtani, guys like Yamamoto, guys like Garrett Cole, Aaron Judge, free agency for them is an experience. It's not just it's some it's a chore, something I got to do or whatever. No, that's not the case, right? Like Montgomery right now, Jordan Montgomery this is a chore for him. He wishes that he knew where the hell he was playing. He wishes that he had already reported that he was already in a throwing program with somebody somewhere. He doesn't want to be in the Boston cold right now. He wants to be in the heat of Arizona or Florida, and still he doesn't have a deal. But for the guys I just mentioned, this is an experience. It's a rite of passage. They work their entire lives for this moment. And so when this moment comes, it's very hard to get 1 year away from it now and just walk away from it when you know that what it's going to be is a bunch of whining and dining and going to every facility all over the freaking country and people just telling you how great you are, how much they want you on their team, and basically showing you the best sides of their organization that you would never see unless you were a free agent perspective to signing with that team. So it's very difficult to convince a guy away from that when they're just 1 year away. We just saw it with Aaron Judge, and Aaron Judge was homegrown. Everybody knew that Aaron Judge wanted to be a Yankee for life. We knew that legacy was important for Judge, but the numbers weren't where they needed to be, and so he said, "I'm betting on myself." Like our intro. He said, "I'm betting on myself," and he did it. And he went to free agency, and he went to San Francisco, and they probably, they took him at night on the town. They had him hanging out with Steph Curry and all that. You don't think
he
Soto
got to see the homeless?
Yeah.
I had to take a dig at San Fran. I'm sorry, fam.
Oh, man.
I had to take a dig at San Fran. I love my 49ers, but my God, let's fix that city up a little bit, baby. All right, New York got no room to talk either. But anyway,
hey, I was gonna say, but no, it's
more room to talk.
But it's a fact. Like, he went and he had that experience, and Juan Soto being 1 year away from that, it's gonna be hard. It's hard or impossible to take that away, especially when he's with Boris, and Boris is all about that. This is what he promises his clients. I'm going to get you the best free agent experience that there is out there. I'm going to take you to the top teams, and and because my name is attached to you, they already know. They're not going to come with bullshit. They're going to come with fucking shut down Nobu restaurant. It's just going to be us, and we're going to sit there and talk, and we're going to have a big screen, and we're going to play this and play that. We're going to give you jerseys. We're going to bring legends from our organization to come and talk to you. And Soto, he deserves that. Like, he should go everywhere and have all these people talk to him and do all that stuff and give him jerseys and kiss the babies and shake hands and then tell all of them to go fuck themselves and sign with the Yankees anyway, because that's the
only way to do it. But do you agree with me that this automatically is advantage Yankees, that you got this time with him now?
100%.
Right?
Because
it's advantage Yankees.
Because our pitch, here's the thing. When you make that trade for Juan Soto in the last year before free agency, you don't just have the one night or day and a half to pitch him when he comes to see you, like we just did with Yamamoto when we visited him in California, and then he visited us over here. No. The Yankees pitch began today. When Juan Soto walked into the facility for the first time, right? The pitch begun from today. And from today through October, hopefully November, when season ends with us holding up that trophy, they have all this time to craft the best pitch ever that every other team won't be able to, except for the Nationals and Padres, because they can pitch him with actual experience. This is what it's like to be a Yankee.
It's easy to say. You already know, right? You already know what it is. There's not much else that we have to sell you. The only beautiful thing now that we're going to sell you is
money.
Money, one. And the legacy aspect that, look,
on top of that,
you get a chance of possibly, unless A-Rod is retired, you'll be the first Dominican player ever retired, because I don't think Robinson Cano will be anytime soon. I don't think he should be. I know the steroid stuff is out there, but let's talk about, we're looking at stats alone, guys that won with us. A-Rod and Cano, both Dominican players, very well could be out there, but the pitch there to Juan Soto is, I don't want to put it like, well, you're the first, player that hopefully will be clean doing this. I don't think that's obviously not the right way to put it, but being a Dominican player alone, that you're going to be a Hall of Famer, but also too, As of this moment right now, when we talk about this contract, there is not a Dominican player in Monument Park. First of all, you get to be one, but you also get to be one of the greatest players we've ever had in our organization, playing with already one of the greatest players we ever had in our organization. The only thing now you guys have to commit to, we're giving you this commitment, you got to go out there and win for us. You do that, you are forever stitched in baseball history. You're there. Not that you wouldn't be anyway, but it's different as a New York Yankee. You know how the bases,
everybody knows
Dominican population. We talk about that all the time. He mentioned it. People talk about that original press conference on Zoom, and he didn't seem happy. When he talked to the Spanish reporters, the dude was like, look, man, playing in front of all these Dominicans is going to be wild.
Exactly.
I mean, these are things that the things that we are thinking about, he's thinking about, and he's going to be living it. Yeah. This is the perfect situation for him. And look, you got a lot of people out there, analysts going MVP. Yeah. Soto, Judge, they're probably going to battle it out for MVP. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you right now, man, Soto is 25 years old. Would you be mad if the Yankees gave him 15 years?
No.
Who gives a poot?
Who cares?
Gives a poot?
Listen.
You know the beautiful thing about that, Francis? It's $500 million, then doesn't look too crazy.
No, it doesn't.
550 don't look too crazy. I think
it won't.
What is it? What is 15 on 550? I think it's like 40 million.
It's some crazy. It's around. Like it's around Judge money, which is where it should be for Juan Soto. At the end of the day, like we're gonna have plenty of time to get into the numbers. Obviously, when this thing comes up on us, a year at the end of the season and stuff like that.
We're talking about it now. We got another year to be talking about.
But listen, I'm telling you, where you put it right now, I won't be shocked if it ends up around there. Some people say, no, I could see him getting around 45 AAV. You got to see 45 AAV over 14, 15 years is astronomical. Like, if you got to see what he wants. He might want the security of, I got this money meted out over a 15-year contract guaranteed. And if you do that, but in the 38 million to 41, 42 million per year range, that might be it. That might be what gets it done. And on top of that, bro, the point you just made about him, being the first Dominican Yankee to have a plaque in Monument Park, to have his number retired by the Yankees. Look, fate, and maybe people don't believe in that and stuff like that, but just as fate would have it, number 22 is still not retired by the Yankees and is available for him. And as soon as the trade was made, he was able to get his number without even having to have a conversation with anyone. Yep. And that has been his number. It's as if this was destiny for him to be able to come here and put his jersey on. And now if he comes here and performs, he knows, bro, when I see that pinstripe 22 over there, that's going to be for Juan Soto. That's going to be for me. My face is going to be in the outfield at Yankee Stadium, known as the Cathedral of Baseball. My face. When I go into the Hall of Fame wearing a Yankee hat, I'll be the first Dominican to say that he did that. It's bigger than just him. See, and that's what I'm saying. You see it that way. I see it that way. A lot of fans are looking at it and they're just like, it's going to be about the money. It's going to be about whatever. Of course it's going to, but what you have to understand is, much like with Yamamoto, much like with Ohtani, the money's going to be there from all the teams.
I was just about to say that. It's got to be more than the money then, right?
Exactly.
We could be his agent, and he's
exactly. It doesn't matter who's representing. He can represent himself.
No doubt.
The money's going to be there from all the teams. When you do the math on what Yamamoto ended up taking with the Dodgers, and then you look at the last offers from the Yankees were right there, and the Yankees weren't given the opportunity to match the Dodgers offer. Once it got to us, it was just, okay, we just needed to get to a certain point because we have chosen the Dodgers. Yeah. With Soto, it is going to be the same thing, just like with Ohtani. Ohtani was always going to be a Dodger. He was always going to be a Dodger. He just needed the things to get to where he wanted them to be. And when they were taking too long to get them where he wanted them to be, he just sent them what he wanted. That whole deferred contract and all that, that was his people. That was his idea. Correct. And they weren't creative enough to think about it. So
again, let me throw this disclaimer out there, folks. Teams don't go to a player and go, we would like for you to defer this, because the player could just simply go, yeah, no, I'm good.
Exactly. And they could take that the wrong way.
Deferred contract. What? No. It doesn't work that way.
He gave that offer to the team that he wanted to sign with.
That's right.
He said, listen, let's do this. This is what I want. This is where I want to be. Can you make this happen? They said, you bet your ass we can.
Yep.
And it was his. But again, it just speaks to the point I'm trying to make, bro. When it comes to Juan Soto, it's not about money. It's like people are making it look like no, it's going to be about who gives them the most money. The money's going to be there.
It's going to be there
guys.
no matter what.
The
Yeah,
money's
he's going to
going
get
to
a
be
shit
there.
ton no matter what.
And it's
matter what
not-
happens.
And believe it or not, it's not always about the most money in terms of the contract dollar amount, because as has been spoken about literally ad nauseum to this point, the San Diego Padres had the largest offer for Aaron Judge by far.
Yeah.
You're talking about an offer that exceeded the Yankees by $80 million total dollars. That's almost $100 million more than what that's $100 million more almost than what the Yankees had on the table for him. It's not always about dollars and cents on the contract. There's a lot of things that go with it. And being a Yankee, I mean, when you talk sponsorship, I mean, we've done this conversation, but
Yeah, of course. That's the
there's-
other thing.
there's
too.
no way to
Yeah,
quantify.
sponsors off the field and all that. No
bro,
doubt about it.
in DR, he's gonna go crazy if he
Easy.
signs a contract like that with the Yankees, and everything is Juan Soto this, Juan Soto that, but tied to the Yankees. Oh my God,
It's a different ball game. It's a different ball
forget
game.
it, forget it.
Guys, we got 450 in here. Do me a favor, smacky that likey, hitty that
Sir.
subby. We are 47 subscribers away from 23,000. Thank you guys so much. We love this community. And again, guys, April 20th is right around the corner. We have 28 tickets remaining for our event. It's going to be a complete sellout, 150 plus crazy NYYU fans in there. It is going to be unbelievable. Couple of super chats to get. The DJ Steele says, "What up, Pete?" And Carmelo from Franchico Bean. What the fuck? Am I saying this right?
I think you're saying it right.
Franchico Bean. Okay. Safe to
Franchico
say,
Bean.
I can speak for everyone when I say that you, Mr. Simonetti Rodriguez, okay, has made this offseason go by so much quicker and fun. Team NYYU for life. For life. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate that. I think we had a couple of more here.
We got Ra, we got Zilla.
Where's Ra? There's Ra. There's my guy, Ra Thompson. His son's
Big
birthday
Ra, what's
today.
up?
And his brother, Mike. His
Oh,
birthday
shit.
today also.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yankees have an opportunity to insulate themselves from a lot of the blame by getting Snell. We're going to talk about this. Yankees get Snell. With that lineup, they will be the favorites to win the World Series. If they lose, that's on the players, period. I'd even argue that it's more on management, in my opinion, if they get those guys and lose. A. Becker says, what percentage you think we re-sign Soto? I'll be at like a 70 plus. I'm at a 70 plus.
I'm gonna say 75.
75. I'm right around there.
I'm 75.
Zilla says Cano was also Soto's favorite player. Now he's wearing his jersey, his original jersey. He then switched to 24.
24. Yep.
So that was his original jersey, 22. He then switched after that.
That was
But
great
before we get into Snell, which is kind of, matter of fact, we're probably going to talk about it now, but we are going to talk about Soto again in our next segment after this one, because we're going to talk about the batting lineup, the order for the Yankees. But I want to talk about this. This is our tweet of the week. And this is the notable projected rotations. Now, this is updated because Bradish is out for the Baltimore Orioles. So this is notable 2024 projected rotations in the American League. You look at the Mariners, got Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, Miller, and Wu. The Orioles have Burns now, of course, Rodriguez, Means, Creamer, and of course, Bradish is out. The Yankees, Cole, Rodon, Stroman, Cortez, Clark Schmidt. Astros, Verlander, Valdez, Javier Brown, and Urquidy. And then the Jays got Gossman, Berrios, Bassett, Big Kikuchi, and Manoa. So, Francis, I mean,
He said
the
big wet Kikuchi.
the Big Kikuchi. I'll tell you this right now. I'm just going to say it. I don't want to even sound like a Yankee homer here. I think the Yankees got the better rotation. It's tough for me right here. I don't think it's...
Yeah.
The Mariners got a lot of youth there. I think Miller and Wu could be very, very good, especially Miller. Gilbert, we know how good he could be. Kirby, that's tough. The Mariners got a really good one. Baltimore losing Bradish hurts, doesn't it? That kind of, I feel like that almost tosses them out.
Baltimore. Here's the thing with Baltimore, right? And I'm going to say it right now, so people are going to think, oh, you guys are Yankee fans, so the AL East, there's a bias there. With Bradish there, and Burns and Grayson Rodriguez, John Means, Kramer, that's one of the best for sure.
Yeah.
Bradish being hurt changes the landscape completely. Why? Because they already came into the season with a piece gone out of the bullpen. So the bullpen is shorter. They not replaced, but they're trying to bolster that with Craig Kimbrell. But I'm not expecting much from Kimbrell, and I know Pete has also said the same thus far in the offseason. We're not expecting all that much. Kimbrell's going to be serviceable at this point. He's a veteran, been around the block a couple times, but he's not going to be the lights out guy that he was, say, 6, 7 years ago. So that bullpen is already short. When you shorten the rotation now, the bullpen is going to be called on for a lot more earlier on, which means that they can suffer from burnout earlier on, which means that you might be asking for more innings from a rotation that is already a little bit depleted with the loss of Bradish, which can mean what? Because John Means also, I think, has a little bit
too. Yeah, I think
has an injury too.
The year.
So when you're looking at that, I mean that rotation is short. That bullpen is already kind of short. And I think there's a possibility that the pitching could be really, struggling when it comes to like dog days of summer, end of July, August. So that's what takes them out of it for me. The Blue Jays, look, on paper, the Blue Jays, those names do look pretty on paper, but at the end of the day, we've seen the struggles there. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that I'm gonna put them to the side. The Astros, Verlander. Verlander's older, but still he's one of the game's best. Valdez, Christian Javier, Jose Urquidy, Brown, let's see. But again, you're right. The Yankees, with those three teams I just mentioned right now, if it's just the Baltimore Orioles, the Houston Astros, Blue Jays, and then the Yankees, I go with the Yankees. Here's where I stop.
Mine is like Seattle and the Yankees, I think, out of those teams.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I'm saying. The Yankees versus Baltimore, Houston, and Blue Jays, I go with the Yankees.
Yeah, me too.
It's when Seattle comes into the picture.
Yeah, because that big three, I mean, that whole rotation could be really good.
Exactly.
Miller's a very, very good young. The Yankees beat the shit out of him last year. I don't know how, but he's a very, very solid pitcher.
Yeah.
Woo's another guy who I'm not as confident in Woo, but we already know what Gilbert and Kirby is, and God knows who Luis Castillo is.
It's
so
also,
you ain't got to go too far with that one.
But it's also, I think the thing with Seattle that for me, I mean, if you're looking at this, the thing that sticks out to me is that their division versus our division.
Correct.
Like
and their ballpark too.
And their ballpark too,
helps.
right? So they have these dogs playing in that division in that ballpark, and as good as our rotation is, and Baltimore's is, and the Blue Jays are, they have to face some of the best lineups in baseball on a regular basis. I mean, the Blue Jays weren't even hitting on all cylinders offensively last year, and it didn't matter because they have Vladdy Jr., they have George Springer, they have Bo Bichette. I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying? The Baltimore came out of nowhere, and they're just going to be getting better offensively, okay?
Oh, yeah.
The Yankees got way better offensively. Boston is probably going to finish in 5th place and still be pretty freaking good offensively.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no two ways about it. The AL East, when it comes to offense, it's nuts. And Tampa Bay, again, I'm sick of people pulling up their lineup and saying, I don't know how they're going to win games and shit. We never know how they're going to win games, and yet they do. So it's tough. But when you look at Seattle, I mean, bro, they got a nice set of arms there, healthy, good ballpark, slightly easier division.
Yeah.
I would have to say that out of the 5, I might give them the slight edge just because of that.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but
there's a but. There's a but. Exactly.
Here,
exactly.
There's a but.
Get
to the but
and
I got a two-part question here. First part, I want to ask the chat a question. You guys tell me, out of Cole, Rodon, Stroman, Cortez, Schmidt, who is the guy that concerns you the most out of those guys? I want to see what the chat says while I answer these super chats. Our guy Matthew Stokes says, "Let's go April 20th. Thanks, Pete, for your help with my event tickets. Been following you all the way back since 2017. Can't wait to see everyone." Matthew's coming all the way from Australia, so I don't want to hear anybody. I don't want to hear anybody talk to me about logistics why I can't make it.
He's pulling up
from Australia.
He's pulling up from down under.
He's pulling up from down under. I'm sorry about your guy Volkanovski last night, man. That's my guy. I felt horrible for him. Bronx Bomber says, "Pete, Francis, hope you guys are having a nice Sunday. Looking forward to rocking the Audi Club in 2 months. Wolfpack over the NWO Black and White." Here's what I got to tell you on that one. I'm going black and white Hollywood all day. DJ Steele says, if Monty goes back to Texas, which you're hearing may not be the case, that starting pitching will be scary as well. Monty, Eovaldi, Scherzer, and DeGrom. We can't count this reigning World Series champs out. Nope, can't ever count the reigning World Series champs out. They got a very good team over there. Oh, we'll see what happens.
You can't. There's a lot of, but there's always a lot of injury concerns with those names. So you just gotta. That's where I temper it with Texas. But you're right. It's Texas. They just won.
Francis, I got to be honest with you. When I said who is the starting pitcher that who are you guys most concerned with, I was really expecting to see Rodon's up and down. But my answer was the fans' answer, Nestor Cortez.
Same. It's crazy.
Nestor Cortez to me is a guy right now. We've heard about the shoulder problems. Apparently, I mean, he's never been, don't get me wrong, he's never been a guy dialing back 94, 95 constantly. They're saying he's hitting about 90, 91, 88, 89. When it's the shoulder injuries that have happened over the last 2 years, it feels like now, it's been nothing but arm issues. I certainly have my concerns with Nestor Cortez and why I do believe the Yankees definitely want to add a starting pitcher. We're going to talk about who that could be. Yeah. But I want to get your take on Nestor. Do you agree with everybody?
Yeah. It's not a shot at Nestor. I feel like Nestor's gotten a little bit of a raw deal the last couple seasons, just with some fans. I mean, the good thing for him is he's a fan favorite, so he does get a lot of leeway. But I've seen a little bit of hate thrown his way, and I think at the end of the day, when it comes to injuries, I don't know what else, how else to explain it to some fans. I mean, as a pitcher, injuries are just a part of the game. Kind of like what Cass was said about Stanton, like injuries are a part of his game. But when it comes to pitchers, injuries are a part of the game. I mean, when people evaluate pitching today, one of the first questions that they ask is what side of Tommy John surgery is this guy on? Is he on the before or after side? Because we know it's coming at some point. Right. So when I look at Nestor, I got to say, I mean, yeah, he worries me the most because when he had that first breakout year, I think the question was, okay, how's he going to follow it up? He's never thrown this many innings. Let's see how he follows it up the next year. And what happened? Well, he got hurt. And that was kind of the worry that we had is, yes, we know that he's capable of these breakouts where he goes almost mercurial and he looks unhittable for a while with all the funky, wonky deliveries and all that shit. But the issue is, can it be repeated? Can he be consistent with it? Because greatness is not shown just once. Greatness is consistency, right? Yeah. And that's why we love Garrett Cole, because I mean, even in Garrett Cole's bad year for the Yankees, I mean, he still was pretty much kind of Garrett Cole. You know what I mean? Like, the strikeouts were there. The fastball was where it was supposed to be. Like, with Nestor, it's Jekyll and Hyde. And that's always scary for me as a fan because I don't know what I'm going to get when he goes out there. And last year, there was a lot of things that worried me. The body language wasn't good. I don't know. He didn't look like himself. Like I looked at him in the dugout some days, and he wasn't smiling as much. He wasn't. I don't know. It was worrisome. This year, so far, so good. I mean, he seems to be happy, go lucky. As pitchers and catchers reported, whatever they say, his fastballs, around 90, 88, 89. For me, that's good because at this, like I was saying before, Rodon's ahead of the curve because he's been doing this since January.
Yeah.
A guy like Nestor should be around 88, 89 right now, 90, because that means come, May and June, he's around 93, 94 on like the high end, which is what Nestor's always been.
Yeah.
So where he's at right now kind of dictates to me that he'll still be the 93, 94 top speed fastball guy.
Right.
But what worries me is the health. And last year was the first year of the pitch clock, and it didn't go well for him.
Not at all.
He didn't do a good job dispelling the rumors that the pitch clock was going to affect him. So I can't say as a fan, like, oh yeah, I think that's not going to be a problem for him. I don't know yet. I don't know.
And I think
that's what worries me.
I think the other thing too with Nestor is it even? I know the injury stuff could be a concern. I mean, we can make that concern about just about anybody. I mean, you could really make that concern just about anybody. The thing with Nestor to me is the league caught up to him? Does the league know the tricks? Are the bag of tricks emptied? Nestor Cortez is a guy that I remember saying when he was pitching really good in the year, and I said, right-handers, I just feel at some point they're going to start sitting on that cutter up and in. He's getting away with it far too much. They're laying off it. Mm-hmm. And then they just started turning on it. And all you saw was homers left and right. He every time you went upstairs, they sat in the cutter. and it just
Yeah.
comes right into the barrel, and the ball is absolutely smoked. I don't know if Nestor has to change up who he is. Obviously, he probably does a little bit, but I don't even know if a healthy Nestor is going to be the guy that we saw those couple of years. Is he going to be a 3 ERA guy, low 4s, high 3s? Could he be that guy? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But the big but that Francis was talking about, Blake Snell.
Exactly.
And look, I know somebody messaged me to like, Pete, man, I'm so tired of hearing this. But look, here's the deal, guys. You're going to hear about Blake Snell until Blake Snell is signed. Because the New York Yankees want a starting pitcher. I think that feel like that's kind of been confirmed enough already. The Yankees want a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
And there it is right there, guys. Look at this. This is what the Yankees could very well add. And my God, if the Yankees enter the year and their rotation is Cole, Snell, Rodon, Stroman, and Clark Schmidt, who I'm actually pretty high on, Clark Schmidt. I think he's going to do a solid job this year. If that is the Yankees' rotation, as our good friend Ross said earlier, how is this team not the American League favorite? How the hell could they not be the American League favorite, in all honesty?
I mean, you add Blake Snell to that rotation. You make Marcus Stroman a 4. You make Carlos Rodon.
Block A Snell, I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad. You had Block A Snell to that rotation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgot a little bit about that Southern pronunciation.
My bad, chat. Block A.
I ain't trying to get that messed up now. You add Block A to that rotation. You make Carlos Rodon, who, by the way, is throwing 97 in February. I'm really excited about that. You make Marcus Stroman a 4. And I'm sorry, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better rotation than that. You'd be very hard-pressed to find a better rotation than that. Yep. And you're talking about setup, not just on paper at the beginning of the year, but for the long haul because of the amount of depth that the Yankees brought in the offseason, which, again, kudos to Cashman, right? A lot of those deals didn't look cute, didn't look pretty. People were like, who's this guy? Who the fuck is that guy? Whatever. Yeah.
Who the fuck is that guy?
If you add Block A Snell now, all those little fringe moves that they made 3-4 weeks ago are going to look so damn pretty because it's like, damn, bro, look at the depth that they have. Look at the depth that they have. They got Clark Schmidt and Nestor at the back end fighting for a 5th spot. And either way it goes, I'm happy. Ideally, I'd want Schmidt there.
Yeah, Schmitty.
Do I know that the Yankees would go there? I don't know. I think they'd probably lean towards Nestor. But it's hard for me to say lean towards Nestor.
No, I don't think so, to be honest.
Because the lefties.
Yeah, I don't think they will lean towards Nestor. I really don't. I really don't. I think Clark has turned a lot of heads.
I agree.
I think there's a lot of people that really think that Clark Schmidt is going to take the next step. And let's also remember this about Clark, right? Let's not fall out of this. Clark Schmidt was developed by the Yankees. The Yankees took a chance on Clark Schmidt at the draft, knowing he needed Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
But I remember this very, very well. I remember this extremely well. They took him because they said after that Tommy John, they believe he's going to fly through the minors. He's that type of guy. They believe he got that type of stuff. And to his credit, he did that.
Yes, he
Are
did.
there things that should concern us about Clark? Yeah, no doubt about it. But he pitched much better at Yankee Stadium. I think he pitched to about a 4 ERA flat at Yankee Stadium. And let's also remember, we're not looking at this guy to be a front rotation guy. We're looking at Clark Schmidt to be a back end guy, make starts. He showed he could do that. He showed he could stay healthy. Knock on wood. You never know in that second year. But if this guy takes a step forward, and by all the reports, and I know you don't typically get reports like, hey, this guy did dick this offseason and, he's looking like ass. You never hear that. But, we saw the work, right? We saw the work Clark Schmidt was putting in. Shit, I remember videos in early December of Clark Schmidt busting his ass, working out, throwing, and doing all these other things.
Yeah.
Marcus Stroman spoke about him recently, like, yo, the dude's a man. Like, he got legitimate stuff.
Yeah,
he's apparently working much more on his sinker too to develop that even more. But this guy could be a legitimate pitcher for him. And yeah, I don't see how you would choose him Nestor
over him
if the Yankees got Snell. I don't know how you would do that.
The only reason I feel like they would lean more towards Nestor for the rotation spot is because Schmidt is much more flexible than Nestor is.
And he's done
Like,
it. He's also
exactly.
done
Like
it too.
Schmidt, the thing about Schmidt is, and that's another thing about it, is his versatility. At this
Correct.
stage in both of their careers, Schmidt is not only probably not probably, he 1000% has the higher upside.
Yeah.
Who's the better pitcher at this stage? I would argue it's Schmidt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fight somebody who pulled up Nestor's,
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
history and said, well, no, he's better. But me
Yeah.
personally, again, a former pitcher here, just looking at stuff right now, I think Schmidt's stuff plays better.
Yeah.
But I feel like because of his versatility, he'd be the guy that the Yankees say, okay, we're more comfortable moving him to the bullpen because he's done it. He's gonna fit into it quicker. He's like a rubber band. Like he'll snap in whatever spot we put him in. Nestor being thrown into the bullpen role now, that might be a transition, and we might not be trying to do that this year with him. We might just, but here would be the thing though. The Yankees get Blake Snell. They give Nestor that fifth rotation spot and hit the road like that. That's an all-in move. If Nestor's if he's not looking too hot come June, he doesn't finish the year in that fifth spot. That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like they give him the shot, but it won't be like the Josh Donaldson. No, he's playing every. No. He'd be given the opportunity, but it's up to him what he does with that opportunity. And if he doesn't make it work, and Schmidt is looking like Schmidt's probably the fifth starter by July.
Schmitty, guys, before we continue to talk about Blake, because I want to talk a little more about that, and then also, too, I want to show off Juan Soto's PS5 control.
Oh,
I think it's very important that we talk about
the guy who's not happy to be a Yankee.
Yes, it's very important that we talk about that. Crackle nuts. He's cracking nuts.
Hey.
He says, Nestor was great out the pen. Why not put him back there? If starter is not working, because once he gets to fourth inning, he tends to struggle, put him in as a 2-inning bullpen arm. What do you guys think? I don't think it's a bad idea, but let me say this real quick.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
I would trade him. If the Yankees got Snell,
like that idea.
I would seriously consider
idea.
trading him, replenish your farm a little bit, hope he has a good spring. And a team, look, let's be real here. Teams are going to need starting pitching in spring training. Teams are going to come out of spring training and go, we could use a starter. I would do that. You know why? Because I would do it. You want to know why I'll do it? I'll tell you right now why I'll do it. I'll tell you right now. Dane Huber.
He said Dane Huber. That's why I'll do it. That is why.
I would do it because of Dane Huber. That's why I would do it. You know why? Because Dane, we have talked about it so many times of the depth, the D word, the D word that the Yankees have depth. Yeah. Luke Weaver, Clayton Beater, Luis Heel,
exactly.
not Clark Schmidt, Warren, Hampton. That is why I would be okay with saying we can go ahead and move on from him. And also, too, it's a little tiny bit of a salary relief from there. But I would do it because of that. And, guys, one more thing. We got 500 people in here right now watching DS, baby. Smacky that likey, hitty that subby. We're 45 subbies away from 23K. I need you to go ahead and do that, all right?
We appreciate all of y'all in here, man.
Yes, we do.
Nice
yes, we do. It's Carlos from Yankee Farm believes they should absolutely trade him. I agree. But here's the thing. There it is. Look at this control right here.
That's fire.
You know, I haven't played the PS5 in a while, but I'd use that control. I'd tell you right now, I'd use that son of a bitch.
I dusted mine off yesterday, and all I was able to do was a couple of updates because that's how long it's been since I played it. But that's a nice controller, bro. I need that skin. That's fine.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know what it is? That's nice.
It's nice. It's nice. And it's funny. You know what else it is? It's funny because of the points that you brought before. There are just insane amounts of copium being ingested all across the timeline right now. And it's been happening ever since the trade was made official. And I see it. I see it from Mets fans. I see it from Red Sox fans. I see it from Dodgers fans.
Fuck them.
And you know what it is? It's because deep down,
they know.
When they put their head on that pillow at night, right? Just before they close their eyes, you know what the last thought in their head is? This son of a bitch Juan Soto is going to be a Yankee for the rest of his career.
That's exactly
We're really going to have to fucking deal with Juan fucking Soto as a Yankee for the rest of his career. And you know what I say to that? You're damn right you are. Because he's not going to come here to New York, to this stadium that's gonna be rocking with the fucking weed and the Dominican flags all over the place, every freaking game, and decide, I'm gonna leave this. No, he's not. He's gonna freaking love it, and you know he's gonna love it. And you know how we know that he's already loving it? Things like this.
Like
he put
that.
a skin on his PlayStation controller.
And let me make a prediction. Wait until those pictures come out tomorrow and you see that beautiful smile that man has, because he has a nice one. He has a nice smile, all right?
Listen. Y'all think they people have been saying, "Oh, I'm sick looking at Stroman. Everything he's smiling, so happy to be a Yankee." Oh, you think you're sick now? Wait till this week. Tomorrow you're gonna be sick. You're gonna be sick to your stomach. You think Stroman's happy to be a Yankee? Let me tell you, Soto went to visit the Yankees Player Development Academy in the DR. He didn't have to do that.
Not at all.
He's not a lifetime guy here. He just got traded here the other day. Why is he over there talking to the future of this organization? Maybe because he plans to be a part of that future.
Yeah.
Maybe because he plans to be here when some of those guys come up.
Come on.
Okay? You find me the video. Of when he visited the Player Development Academy for that San Diego has in DR, because they do have one. They have one. I can't find the video. You should. I mean, maybe send me the picture.
He did.
Send me the picture of the Padres skin on his PS5 controller.
He true up. He true up is what he did when he thought about that. He's like, oh man, you see poor Higgy? I felt bad for Higgy the other day with that yellow and brown.
That yellow hat?
Looked like a fucking diarrhea.
That yellow hat? They look like fucking construction workers over there. What are we doing?
What are they doing over there? Come on, Pods. Come on, fathers. Come on, fathers. Wake up over there.
Michael King
Poor
talking about
Michael King over there.
They won the trade. I feel bad for you, Mike.
They should be called the Mustards.
I like you.
They're like the mustards is what they are over there.
The mustard seeds. That's what they are. The San Diego mustard seeds.
San Diego mustard seeds.
Come on.
Ruben, our guy Ruben says, while agreed there is a worry about Nestor having the league catching up to him, I think it is that his delivery was more off than on due to him overcompensating his hamstring may have led to the shoulder injury. Well, we also know what kind of downward spiral that could lead players on when they have an injury and then they kind of try to limit it on one side, something else leads to it. So there's a lot that could go on to there.
There's a lot.
When it comes to that. Johnny Almonte, our brother, says, Francis, can I try to find it and tag you?
Of course. Hey, listen, you're gonna be looking for a while because it doesn't exist. Okay? This boy Soto loves that he is a Yankee.
Who said UPS in the chat?
That's crazy. San Diego UPS. Oh
you
my
bunch
God.
of savages. My man said the San Diego UPS is the ups.
And you know what? It makes a lot of sense because just like UPS, they never deliver.
They
never
don't deliver at all. They did. To be fair, they did deliver once.
Hey,
that is Soto to the Yankees. So they finished
true.
that delivery.
That is true.
At least. I mean, we had to do our part. Caleb, good job on that one. But they had
they
had to do their part there too. And Smacky the Likey hated the subby is what I like to do. By the way, you guys can deliver those Smacky the Likeys and the subbies. And again, April 20th, guys, right around the corner. I know my man Mach just said we are taking over the Audi Club. And yes, indeed we are. But even better so than anything about that, guys, is the beautiful thing, again, about this community, folks, is that this community comes together. It is nothing but love in that Audi Club. You guys get to meet each other in the chat. You know who you're talking to.
Yes, sir.
It's an amazing thing. The whole team's going to be there, guys. Pictures galore, fun, drinks, baseball. Come on now. Anthony says, yo, I work for UPS. I ain't hating on UPS. I actually enjoy UPS. My UPS driver is a very nice guy. I like him. I talk to him all the time. He's a good guy.
Anthony,
nothing wrong with that.
Anthony, we love you. We love you, and we love New York UPS. That was directed to UPS San Diego and UPS San Diego only.
They're scumbags is what it is. It's the problem.
It's those.
It's like the East versus West thing again. We're gonna
the weather. The weather's too nice over there. Nobody wants to do anything.
That's what it is. New York, New York got more potholes and shit.
That's
like that.
what it is.
The trucks get beat up.
New York, you go outside. There's snow on the floor. There's nothing better to do. You might as well go to fucking work. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you gonna do?
Ups.
Ups. Ups. The San Diego ups.
It's the ups. What do you want? What do you want?
I saw them the other day. I literally said, I was like, they look like construction workers. I hope they got their OSHA cards.
Man. He had that all yellow on with the catcher's gear, bro. It looked absolutely bananas. And guys, by the way, one more quick announcement. We actually sold a ton of our wristbands after spring training, and we are back. We may have some more of those up for sale too. We may also have these pins right here available
that.
also. There's
Look at
only
that.
one person in the planet.
Nice.
Listen to this for a second. This is wild, right? Listen to this. This is why we love our community.
Hmm.
There is only one person other than me that has this pin. Can you guess who that person is?
In our
They're
community.
in the chat. They're a very, very popular member in the chat.
Hirsch.
No, it's not Hirsch.
Anthony
It is
Medina.
not- it is not Medina.
Steals?
It is not DJ Steels.
Oh, hold on. Macho?
Come on. Macho King, yes.
Macho has it? Oh, let's
Macho
go.
has one, yes. And there is a backstory to why Macho has one. There was an order on the
Nice.
site. The company kind of screwed it up, and I said, let me do a good deed for my guy Mach. And I sent him a pin also. So Mach is the only other person. Mach, this is like the thing with the turtle doves from Home
Alone. Home Alone
All
2.
right, we are
Lost
now
to New
best
York.
friends for life. That's all there
That's
is to it.
crazy.
So when I see you, Mach, you understand that you're the only guy besides me that has a turtle dove, basically.
I like that. I like that Mach. I like that Mach has it. I like
That's
that
it,
Mach
man.
has it.
It's gotta be Mach, man. Mach, we appreciate you. But Francis, let's get into Aaron Boone's love for batting DJ LeMahieu leadoff. I know a lot of our team is dead against it.
Yeah.
I tend to see things my way, but also in the reality of the realm of the Yankees, right?
Exactly. Which we have to.
He's gonna get every damn chance.
He is.
He's gonna get every chance. So
You're right. You're right.
It doesn't even feel. I think the only thing I could debate here is can we do two different lineups, lefty righty?
That would be ideal.
Verdugo against righties leading off, DJ against lefties. I think that's perfect. Common sense.
That would be ideal, and that makes a lot of sense, and it's
But-
very smart.
I know you're getting to a butt here.
But as our friends at NYYST always say, smart
Yankee.
or Yankees, because ups, yo, ups is gonna be the one. That's gonna be
Ups.
the listen.
Ups, everybody. Ups.
I'm 100% with you, and it's not again. I'm not at the point where I'm writing DJ LeMahieu off. Here in February, I haven't seen any of DJ LeMahieu so far this spring training. The position players officially report tomorrow. I know that guys have been around. I haven't seen DJ take any swings or anything like that yet. So I don't even know what he looks like. What I do know is he finished the season looking a lot better than he did at the beginning of it. And a lot of people are talking about that as a reason as to why the Yankees are going to be looking to give him that, whatever. Aaron Boone also said that he is, Aaron Boone also said that, he hopes that DJ gets the spot, which again, this is a mentality that I personally don't really understand, because as a manager, I don't think you should hope one player over the other. I think it should be like, I hope that I put the best lineup as possible out every game. But where I'm at with it, Pete, is real simple. I know that they're going to give it to him, like they're going to give it to him. What I am hoping for at this point is what you just said. That's my hope. I know that there's probably there's no chance that DJ's not the guy on opening day. I know that. But what I'm hoping for is that they do explore the option of doing left-handed pitching and versus right-handed pitching. I mean, for Christ's sake, even when you do franchise and MLB The Show, you got to set up 4 different lineups, okay? I mean, that was back when there was DH and no DH. So now there's DH everywhere, so 2 different lineups. But you do one against left-handed, one against right-handed. Come on, give us the different look, okay? Give us a different look. Give a shot to Verdugo. His numbers against left. I mean, come on, man. It's like, it's not fair. It's not fair. But it is what it is. Who knows? Like, maybe DJ comes in, lights the world on fire in spring, and we don't even care come opening day. I just feel like at this stage in DJ's career, there's a pretty clear ceiling that I can see, and I know that they can see. And it's the same with Stanton. I mean, it's just different because they're different types of players, but they're at the stage in their career where they have very solid ceilings hanging over them. And it's like, I don't feel like I want to limit my lineup like that. Like, especially when I have young guys who I can plug in there who are probably going to do a damn good job. But who knows, man? The lineup could be so freaking good this year. It might not even matter.
It really can be, and that's the most exciting thing about it. I tell you the truth, man. I think our very own Johnny Lasagna put out a lineup today that had Stanton batting 7th, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind that too much, but I think he's another guy the Yankees are going to give every opportunity because he seems to have come in different. He seems to have shed some weight, maybe be lighter on his feet a bit, maybe not so much of the knee stuff, and maybe he'll be a little better. I think he's going to get a chance to protect either Judge or Soto, whoever's batting third, or maybe Rizzo even. I think he's going to get that chance before anything else. Yeah. And then if he's struggling the first month and a half, 2 months, I think you see him dropped in the order. And the Yankees kind of sit back and go, well, this is what it is at this point. There's nothing else we can do. Yeah. You know, now we got to try to figure this shit out. But for the top of the order, I agree with you with DJ LeMahieu. I mean, LeMahieu could be still such a very solid player, because I know there's people that probably goes, well, he needs to be a 300 guy again. No, if LeMahieu hits 270, hell, I'll go even crazier than this, and I don't want to shrink his numbers too low. If he could consistently hit above 265, I think he'd still be a very solid on-base guy for him, because he gets on base one. Yeah. If he could still maintain above a 265 average, he could be one of their better picks. Now,
and he puts the ball in play.
I'm not saying that if I'm the manager, I would go with that. I like DJ LeMahieu. I have no problem with him. But I would seriously look to do it where it is going to be Verdugo getting that shot. Because one, a Verdugo single, a double from Soto is a run scored. It's not a run scored with DJ LeMahieu. He's molasses.
He's running.
Molasses.
Yeah, no, the guy's not running anymore. And we can't
moving.
And we can't expect him to. That's my thing.
Right, exactly.
I feel like when you put him in the leadoff spot, there's an expectation for the leadoff spot. Like I don't care what, a couple years ago, wild card, Kyle Schwarber batted leadoff and Rizzo lead, crazy things like that.
Yeah.
But look, the game has changed, but not all that much. Okay, your leadoff hitter still needs to be a guy who can move at least a little bit. Yeah, and I feel like it's an unfair expectation when we're talking about DJ, because we know he can't move.
No, he can't move, and that's the thing. I mean, we got a super chat here from our brother Rod Thompson. Am I reaching? Could Judge and Soto be the best 1-2 punch since Ramirez and Poppy? 100%.
Yeah, I think so.
Guys, I'm gonna do a quick little example here for you guys. Watch this for a second. You guys want to be in baseball heaven? I'm gonna put you guys in baseball heaven, because that's kind of what we do over here at DS. You know what it means? Ups, baby. Baseball heaven is ups. Okay, so watch this, guys. Take a breather. I want everybody to take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Breathe a little bit. Remember what Ross said. Say, man, oh man, could this be the best since Manny Ramirez and those two guys that gave us Yankee fans nightmares for years? Well, look, whoever cares if it's going to be back, it's going to be back-to-back somewhere, whether it's 3 or 4, whoever's in that spot. Look at this. Okay? That's Judge.
Whew.
That's Soto. Take that, baby. There's Judge. There's Soto. Again? Okay. There's Judge. There's Soto.
Who else needs new underwear? Who else needs?
I'll be honest with you. I knew I was gonna do that, so I had a diaper on already.
Damn you! You should have given me the heads up, because that right there is a thing of beauty, baby. That is a thing of beauty, and let me tell you,
red bars, baby.
Let me tell you, that is one of the biggest reasons that there is so much copium across the timeline. So much. It's all over. It's everywhere. It's huge in the streets. It's huge in the Twitter streets. Copium for the Mets, for the Sox, for the Toronto Blue Jays, and those reinforced planes that they got to build because of all the weight they brought in this offseason. I tell you.
He said it gave me a rash.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Bronx Bomber just gifted a membership. It goes to Anthony. Thank you, my guy. Crackle Nut says Soto and Judge could be our A-Rod and Jeter dynamic too, but even better. But we need a World Series from them. No doubt. But here's the difference.
We do.
And I don't want to come across as knocking. I'm not knocking Jeter here. Jeter was a table setter. These guys are producers. Mm-hmm. And that's not knocking Jeter. The Yankees needed him. Jeter was who he is. One of the greatest setup man of all time. One of the greatest table setters that ever existed. These two guys are we change ball games quickly.
I'm gonna tell you,
that's who these guys are. We change ball games.
It's not. It's like you said. It's not a knock against Jeter.
Not at all.
But
not at all.
Soto and Judge is not Jeter and A-Rod. It's a lot more A-Rod and Griffey.
Yes.
And if you remember, if you remember what that looked like, I'm dating the shit out of me and you because now people know how old we are. They know how old we are. But
it's all right.
If you saw that Mariners team and what that shit looked like, that's what our shit is about to look like in 2024. So, oh man.
Another thing too about I was looking at this yesterday. I said, "Holy shit, friggin' judges." Do people really? I want to get this point across because I think people know already. Does everybody here truly understand how elite Aaron Judge really is?
I don't think they do, Pete.
I don't think people really do. Do you guys know that last year in 367 at-bats, the guy hit 37 home runs?
Yeah.
Mind you, in 2021, in 550 at-bats, he had 39.
Yep.
So you're talking about a guy that shouldn't shock anybody. As long as Aaron Judge gets 550 plus ABs, he's probably hitting 50 plus homers easy. Like with ease, you can sit there and go pencil him in for 50.
Yeah.
If somebody comes to you and goes, Judge gets 550 at-bats, you can go, all right, he hit 50 plus. That's awesome to know he hit 50 plus. And Juan Soto could very well be ahead of him. I think what is that RBI total?
I think the interesting thing for me is not so much the Judge and the 50, because like again, I see it the way you see it. It's like that's something he can do with ease. I think the interesting thing is that 40 plus home run season from Soto. That a lot of people, Soto's such a good hitter all around that his power, it doesn't get forgotten, but I think it does get understated.
It's understated, yeah, definitely.
And I think it's what you just said about Judge. Judge is
35 last year in San Diego.
in a bad year. In a bad year for him. And San Diego's not the best park necessarily for him. Lefty, he does use the whole field, but it's not conducive to guys like him. But I think the point that you're making with Judge is that's why I brought up the Soto. It's very similar when guys are such good all around pure hitters, even if they do have, good power numbers, the power numbers almost always kind of get diminished just a little bit. Even though Judge did break the American League home run record a little while ago, it's still something that I think people do kind of understate. This guy, Aaron Judge, has like once in a lifetime type power. Like it's not, you don't see this every day. And if you don't believe it, you got to listen. Don't even listen to the way that pitchers talk about him. There was an interview. I'm not even the biggest fan of this guy, but I think it was Fairbanks. His time in Tampa.
Pete Coke.
Yeah.
Petey Coke.
And
Petey Coke.
Yeah, he spoke about facing Judge late in the game a couple years back, and he spoke about like his approach. And I think he came out on top. But I think what he was saying is he's thinking with a guy like Aaron Judge. When a guy like Aaron Judge steps in the box, he's like, all bets are off. Like, you trust your stuff as a pitcher, and you do. But when a guy like Judge steps in the box, it's not about how much you trust your stuff. It's really up to him, because I'm always going to throw my best stuff. As long as I feel good, I'm throwing my best stuff. The issue is that with a guy like Judge, your best stuff still might not be enough. It still might not be enough. Like, you might throw your best fastball, and he might spit on it. Right. And if he does, then what do I have to do? I got to come in the zone. But if I don't have a place to put him, I can't put him on base. Yeah. So when I hear pitchers who are like elite, late inning guys, when they speak about Judge that way, that tells me everything I need to know. Like, even the pitchers know, like, this guy has very special talent. He's special. We don't see this. We don't see this so often. And this is why I get a little bit upset when I hear the Spencer Jones stuff, because I think it's unfair. It's unfair.
It's very, very unfair. As Dane says, Dom, Soto, Judge. Oh, I thought he was talking about that, but then he adds and Jones 1 through 4 in 2025. Well, Jones is going to have to prove a lot to me this year at least, and really go off this season and have an opportunity to start with the Yankees in 2025.
Give it to me,
but I'll tell you the three right there that you mentioned, Dom, Soto, and Judge, Dominguez, Soto, and Judge. There's very, very possibly we should be seeing that this year. Because to me, once Dominguez is healthy, he should be the leadoff hitter on this team. There's nobody else. There's nobody else in my opinion.
And you don't have to change it.
1 through 3.
And you don't have to ever change it. Switch hitter. Switch hitter at the top.
It's just so perfect. It's perfect any way you want it.
Exactly.
Whether you want it Dominguez Soto Judge or Dominguez Judge Soto. However you want it, you go ahead and do it. And guys, I wasn't going to do this today, but I just decided to check, and I didn't ask for voicemails today, but we have 2. So I think I'm just going to play them anyway. So let's
look at that. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. And we'll play these, and then we'll get ready to wrap up. Let's get to the first one.
Yeah. What up, Simonetti?
Yo.
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
It's the
How you
one and
doing?
only friendly neighborhood DJ Celio calling in again. How you doing, man? Oh yeah, what's up, Café con Leche, man? Franchico Bean. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Chico Bean.
¿Qué lo que?
I
¿Qué
have
lo
a
que?
few
Dime, a ver.
things to say. The Yankees need to sign Clark Schmidt to a long-term deal, bro, because he has such a high on-base percentage. The fact that we could give Juan Soto $600 million and not consider Clark, dude has a higher on-base percentage than Soto, bro. I think it's like, what, 500? But all jokes aside, I heard all over Discord, which, if anyone isn't a member of NYU, become one today and join us in there to talk baseball and other, BS. That, you like the plug? that the Snell talks are heating up with the Yankees. What's going on there? Also, before I go, man, I got a joke for you guys.
Oh, here we go.
What's the snowman's favorite spice? Chili pepper. Gotta go.
He got a book. People got to understand that he has a book. This is the problem here. The guy has a book. There's nothing you could do about this. He has a book, and he reads from the book, and he goes ahead and puts it in there. But we got one more,
we love steals.
and then we'll probably Craig, if Soto is having some sort of press conference tomorrow, Wednesday, yeah, I will definitely be covering that. But let's see.
Hey, Pete, this is Christian calling from Manhattan. So I heard that Crook got sent to the Orioles for cash concessions. Also, they're saying that the Yankees are still in on Snell. I still highly believe that they're going to bag Snell. He's going to become part of this lineup. And I also think that they're going to snag up Cease from Chicago. If they do that, you create a situation where you can send Nasty Nestor and Schmidt into the bullpen at some point in late summer, maybe around August, God willing. F. Ross is supposed to come back. Luis Gil is supposed to come back. I don't know what other middle relievers are going to be sticking in that bullpen, but that makes the Yankees starting pitching and bullpen like just beyond gonzo crazy. If that's the fact, then I'm absolutely saying that the Yankees are not only going to go to the World Series, but they're going to meet the Dodgers, which they haven't since 1981. But the difference there is the Yankees will beat the Dodgers. Thoughts?
I'm sorry, man. I gotta laugh because the damn chat is throwing in a bunch of snails and shit. Snail. Bro, Christian, look, man, you called me Mario. You call me, now you're calling Blake Snell. Snell, brother. Snell. Snell.
If we get
Blake Snell, Balake Snell. We want the guy, damn it. We want him. Aaron Boone, get out of my chat, damn it.
We got Aaron Boone in there. We got Scott. we got Scott Boras in there. We got it. Let me tell you, Scott. Listen, if you're really listening, if the Yankees get Blake Snell, baby, it's simple. It's simple, baby. If the Yankees get Blake Snell, this is us. This is us. Okay, it's over.
Clip it.
It's over. Okay, it's over.
We got the gauntlet.
It's over. All right. Don't let the Yankees.
Gauntlet.
Don't let the Yankees get Blake Snell or Snell, whatever you want to call him. Okay.
Where the fuck did you pull that from, by the way?
You don't want to know. Let me stop. Let me stop. Wow. No, actually, when I was listening to the call, I heard him say snail. They start putting the snails in the chat, and I look on the floor, and it's right here on the floor next to me. And I was like, I got to do it. I got to do it.
My man just has an infinity gauntlet around him at all times.
Yeah, we got toys.
We were gonna wrap up right there, but we got a call from a goat. So I gotta play. When we get a call from a goat, it must be played. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only man that we know from New Haven, Connecticut.
Hey Pete, your boy Simon calling from New Haven, Connecticut, in Bella Vista. How you doing? I'm so excited. This lineup we have is excellent. Now you were right about Verdugo and LeMahieu. I would rather have maybe Verdugo in the leadoff spot. Not a knock on LeMahieu, but some of these hitters should really think about taking the Alfonso Soriano approach. Go after the first pitch, because some of the hitters that we have, they're too selective. Go after the first pitch. Judge, the gift from God does it. Anyway, I can't wait for the season to start, and I can't wait for the first game on the 25th of February. Pete, I'm going to watch it on my TV, and I'm going to get the batteries to the radio, because when I played bocce this year, I bring my radio out, and we all listen to the Yankee game. Well, Pete, you have a good night. Rock on. And remember, Aaron Judge is a gift from God. Yeah. Bye.
Hey.
Simon, my guy, let me tell you something, Simon. You made it. You made it to the big time, Simon. You will be on Game Season Live this year, my guy. Aaron Judge is a gift from God. Hey.
Nah, listen, Pete, there's no better way to rap than Simon. How do we get that? How do we pull that? I didn't even see him in the chat.
Nah, you don't get better than that. You just don't. Simon is Simon's a rare breed. He's a ninja, man. He's in the chat, but he's not in the chat. He just lets his voice be heard.
He's always there. He's always
Guy's
watching.
Unbelievable, man. I just can't wait till Judge comes up this year, hits a couple of homers, and then I get to play Simon's Aaron Judge is a gift from God, and I get to throw this in there too.
All rise, motherfucker.
All right, motherfucker. Oh, man.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Designated Spittaz. We had 500 plus in here. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. We are 44 subbies away from the big 23,000. Again, guys, April 20th, right around the corner. If you want to come hang out with me and Francis with his Infinity Gauntlet, he's going to be there on April 20th. We're all going to be there. Mario, Kev, the entire team is going to be there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And, of course, legends in the chat are going to be there. Hirsch, Macho King, Anthony Medina, Anthony Garcia, all the GOATs are going to be all over that event. Steelio, everybody's going to be there, guys. It's going to be amazing. Let's hope the Yankees get Blake Snell. If there's ever, you guys know this already, if there's any type of breaking news, we got it covered. Don't worry about it. We got
ASAP, no Rocky, baby. Come on now.
100%. And yes, there is going to be a shit ton of Juan Soto content coming tomorrow, guys, with the Yankee gear, ready to rock and roll. Oh, yeah. So, again, thank you, guys.
Listen,
Francis.
Man. Oh, one thing I got to do, man, before I take us out, I promised I would shout out. I was made known that my biggest fan is actually really young. He's a mini fan, Pete. He's a tiny mini fan. It's my boy Lewis. So I got to shout out my boy Lewis, who watches us faithfully.
Lewis.
And let me tell you, Lewis, he's not even speaking really in full sentences like that, but he's our biggest fan. He's our biggest fan, apparently. They sent me a picture of him watching us on the big screen. So shouts out to young Lewis, man. He's the future of our fanhood. He's going to lead us.
We appreciate you, Lewis.
I
Lewis,
loved
if you're
it.
watching, my guy. Okay?
Smack it like, you know. Hit that subby. But listen, as we always say, I promised that on Twitter today was going to be fucking epic. You guys did your thing. We did our thing. What can I say? We just getting started. It's about to get so much better. Y'all have no idea. So keep it locked and stay tuned, because the next episode will in fact be the best episode.
Will it be the best episode?
And guys, we will never come whack on a Designated Spittaz track. We out, baby. Talk to you guys a little later. Peace.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah. Hey, look, top floor, lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Way too high, ain't coming down, you see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, I show them run the numbers up. Look at that, I'm strolling up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, yeah, numbers crack the billy. Yeah, don't need no dilly, I'm too fresh, I feel like really, yeah. Feel the duffels up the sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on their radar. Top 10